な事件が起きてですね、やった人間が特定することもできないというのは、日本にとっても恥ずかしいことではないかと思います。ここでお伺いしたいんですが、本来その侮辱を受けるとか名誉を毀損されるっていうのは本来は罪なわけですよね。ただし議場でそれが起きた場合は、地方自治法の133条で本来まず議会にその処分を求めることになる。それで、塩村さんはその処分を求めたんだけれども、誰が言ったかわからないからということで準備もされなかったということは、おっしゃる通りで議会のことは本来は議会が律するべきなんだけども、議会にこれを律する能力がないことは明らかなわけですから、そうすると本来であればそうもう一段上の行為がですね、法的には必要なのではないかと思います。ここでお伺いしたいんですが、まず名誉毀損、あるいは侮辱罪、これは十分な刑法違反なわけですけれども、議会がしかるべき対応を取られないということで、塩村さんとしてそのような形の法的な保護、対応を求める気があるのかどうか、あるいは133条にのっとって議長が対応されてないわけですから、その議長に対して地方自治法の133条違反ということで、何らかの対策を取るというような法的な部分でまだ本来すべきことが残っているように思うのですが、その辺のお考えをお聞かせください。
So certainly, this incident is something that causes, I think, Japanese a great deal of shame, the fact that it took so long for this person to come forward and he could not be identified very quickly. Normally, in regular society, if someone slanders you or says these kinds of comments to you in public, then you can take legal measures to try to counter this. However, in this case, because it happened within the Tokyo Metropolitan Assembly chambers, according to the local or regional assembly laws, you have to use something called Clause 133, and this is actually what Ms. Shimomura tried to do. She tried to follow the procedures under Article 133, which is to present a document to the head of the assembly asking that the official disposition should be taken. However, the response was that since the individual could not be identified, nothing could be done. Having said this, having put that aside for a moment, if the assembly itself could not do what it was supposed to do, then have you ever thought about going to a higher authority? In other words, there are actual legal measures that you can take. For example, slandering someone in public in that way can be considered a criminal offense. Also, the fact that the head of the chambers did not pursue this policy means that some kind of legal measures might even be taken in that area as well. So have you thought about, or are you thinking about taking other legal steps?
ありがとうございます。目的は二度とあのようなことがないように変えていくということだと私は思っています。そのために再発防止、本当の再発の防止のために取れる手段は一つずつ取っていきたいと思っています。まずは名乗り出ていただくことが一番だと思ってはいるんですが、まず1名の方が本当に勇気を持って名乗り出てくださいました。1人だけではなかったという部分で、それからまだ進めなきゃいけない部分があるんではないかなと思っておりますが、例えば先ほどおっしゃられたような、名誉毀損侮辱罪というような形での法的手段は排除はしませんが、本当の最終手段だと思っています。
As I stated previously, my fundamental goal in this is to try to change the system or the situation so that this kind of thing will never again happen in the assembly chambers. And I think there are things that can be done to realize this, and I want to deal with each step step by step. And I think the first phase or first step that was very important was to identify the people responsible. I hoped, therefore, that the people responsible would step up. And at last, yesterday, one person did find the courage within himself to step up and confess that, as has been repeatedly mentioned, there are other people, and I think, therefore, that this first step process is still ongoing. Certainly, I understand what you mean about taking legal measures, realizing that slander is certainly a criminal offense, and therefore I am not putting it off the table, but I think of this as a last resort step, last measure to be considered.